Oh my gosh.
Hello! So today, I'm going to be doing a Remember When video. KBAM22 has also done the same thing. Just thought I would do it. It's a good idea. I ran out. I don't have any more in here. This brain. Let's start off. Danielle, do you remember when we went camping and we pretended we were little devils and we like tied ropes around our waist and like swung them around like they were tails? I remember when I was like 4, I went over to my cousin Bree's house and her grandpa's house, and we went swimming in his pool, and there was like a deep end. I went over there and I almost drowned. Almost died. Remember after I watched the movie Jaws, I was afraid to go in my own pool because I thought there was a shark in there, so I always had to have someone out there watching me swim. Had to have somebody in there swimming with me. My parents hated that. I'm kind of still paranoid. Just a little smidge. Jilly, do you remember when you used to give me your crust filled with Nutella at lunch? Thanks for introducing me, because that stuff's great. Remember when I used to like Tyler in middle school? Yeah, that was a big phase. Really creepy phase. Great times. I remember when Mr. Solano's head bump was like the only thing everybody would talk about. And that thing scared me to death. I always thought something was gonna like pop out of it. It always looks like it was getting bigger like every day. It was like right here on his bald head. It's like a little alien. It was like what I had here, but on his head. Remember when I was like 8 and I broke my little fish thermometer and all the mercury came out and I like freaked out. My mom told me not to touch it. I thought I was gonna die. Really did. Bree, do you remember when we were little and we would always like bump our heads, like hit our heads together when we were like always together? And remember we did that in Chuck E. Cheese, the tunnels, and we were going the same way or something. We were turning around, I don't remember, but we hit our heads in there. And I remember I hit my head on her ear and you started crying. I guess it hurt. I'm not really sure. I feel really bad for that still. I'm sorry. My bad. I remember when I was at Cassie's house a few years ago and we're on a trampoline and I did this thing and I hyperextended my knee and that really hurt. I couldn't walk. I remember when I had Matt as a boyfriend. Now I could care less that I even went out with him. I really do. I remember in 8th grade, I was walking in the hallway and I slipped and puked. I didn't realize it until I went to the bathroom and saw chunks on my pants. That was a great time. I almost puked myself. I remember when Bree always used to roll on top of me when we were sleeping, and then I would quietly creep out of her bed and sleep on her floor, and then she'd wake up and then she would freak out and then see me on the floor, and then she'd feel sorry for me and tell her it's alright. You just roll around a lot in bed. Just burped. Tastes like banana. I remember when Riley got mad at lunch and he hit the table and I was sitting right next to him and I thought that he was going to eat me. Really did, but then he got better. I don't know what the heck happened. Tourette. I remember when I told him something and then I felt really bad for it, so the next day, like I gave him a poem that I wrote that saying I'm sorry. Here you go. I'm so sorry, Riley. Oh, that's okay. That's not really how it went, but what can you say? Can't remember everything. I remember when me and my friend Jessica Bartow, we went around a field trip and we were picking dandelions, and for some reason I had to stick my hand that I picked the flowers with in my eyes. They itched like crazy, and that's how I got the remedy of how to fix an itchy eye. That's when I figured out that I have allergies to dandelion pollen. Yay! Remember when I did like a magic trick in 3rd grade? I like stuck a pencil through a baggie filled with water and it was supposed to like not leak. It's like, ooh, pencils through a bag of water. So cool. And it's not supposed to leak, I guess, but I think mine did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. That was embarrassing. So yeah, that's my reminiscing Remember Whens. So, I'm glad that I made another video. I'm glad KBAM came up with their idea to help me. in their souls. That's what they meant to do. Thanks for that, and I hope this video was enjoyable. I hope whoever was in this video that I talked about enjoys what I talked about. I hope they remembered everything. It's all coming back to them. Keep on trucking on. Made that up.